Hi, my name's Richard Carman and I'm the illustrator on the Connecting the Culm project. Dealing with people's ideas, I think, is a very exciting thing to do, and especially giving form to those ideas, I think, is a great calling.
Hello, I'm Dominic Ackland. I'm part of the team developing the blueprint for the Culm. If you live on the Culm, you might not even know the river's there, and if you do, you probably don't know where it starts and you might not know where it finishes. So the first job for Richard was, can you communicate that sense of the catchment as a whole and like really join up the beginning with the end? And we ended up doing that in two different images, the upper Culm and the lower Culm.
And it's a great river because it divides very nicely into the sort of the bits that you would expect a river to divide into, and of course the upper Culm rises, some of it just down the bottom of my garden, and the lower Culm becomes slower and more into a floodplain, and this gave rise to these two drawings which really set the scene.
But that was a fabulous success really, because it suddenly made sense of the river in its landscape as a connecting force in the landscape.
I got a list of the various sort of problems and situations along the Culm and did a whole series, I think, I don't know, 20 or more, just little vignettes, little drawings.
And we recreated this kind of interactive digital space using that imagery. And it was that point I think the visualizations really came up as a nice idea of how to share some of the science about the river and try and also create this sense of the Culm as a whole unit.
In the recent past, we've had 3 Zoom workshops where there have been a number of participants discussing, the various ways forward, whereby ideas floated as post-it notes across the screen. And as these ideas floated across, I tried to capture them, and it was really creative in that I ended up with a great pile of images.
And then his role was to really bring those themes together into 2 separate images, one of the summer that we dream of in 2040, 2050, and one of the winter that we think will be possible in 2040, 50.
Mainly, I think it's giving a tangible form to people's ideas, and I think that for me that's the core of what I'm doing. It's like bringing threads together and giving them life.
So he's created these 2 landscapes that help us communicate what it is we're talking about. And I think when you look at these images, you go, wow, I want to live in that space. That is the kind of landscape I can imagine being a beautiful place to be. And that, I think, inspires people to really deliver on the thinking around, yes, that's possible, it can be done, and I want to get behind the plan that makes that happen.
What I really like about this scheme is the local nature of it. These are small communities, and I think it's just a brilliant example of people coming together to produce a kind of a plan of the way they think things should go. And I think that's been very empowering for everybody in whatever capacity to have been involved in. So for me, that's the sort of standout characterisation of this particular programme.
So this whole visioning process and this vision that we've created is the beginning, the foundation stone of our action plan. And that's going to be a 25-year plan that will guide the way organisations invest in this whole catchment. We hope it will stimulate additional investment to come in, but it means that agencies and organisations will all coordinate their work to try and create this vision. And no, it's not totally fanciful to say that the water of the Culm should be drinkable. Why not? It used to be. And I think it's totally deliverable that we can do that. But it obviously requires quite a lot of change, and it requires a big investment to make it happen. We have to dream big. And the whole project is built around adapting to climate change and also realising we've got this biodiversity crisis on our doorstep that is seeing mass extinctions of wildlife. And it's down to us now to take action to make that happen.